Hi, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I'm walking around right now. I forgot to do something. Anyway, this video is going to be on the topic of Ouija board, and it's really dark, sorry. It is, I'm going to kind of give you a background of what has happened. And then I'll go into the story with you. So I'm in my ex-husband's house and it's dark and I try to keep all the lights off for him. I need to give you some background on my past and what has happened in my childhood up to the Ouija board and after. I have been, I guess you call clairvoyant most of my life. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you're in a room that's really, really quiet and you can sense somebody walking in and you turn around and of course they're there. It's just that vibration or something like that. It's a feeling, a gut feeling. I'm sorry, my hair is all frizzy. But it's like a gut feeling, a sense of, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I'm assuming because I've always had it. When I was very young, I'm going to guess about between 8 and 10 years old. Before that, I would have those feelings and I would hear voices, only like saying hi or my name or something else. Sometimes I hear other names, like they were calling somebody, like, you know, hey Patricia. No, not hey Patricia, just Patricia. Then after that, my mom and my sister had played a Ouija board. My daughter's dog is eating her dog food and you could hear his collar clunking on the metal. Not his collar, his tag. So anyway, they played on a Ouija board and wouldn't let me play. And things kind of increased since then. And I remember throwing a little fit because I was young and they wouldn't let me play. But as they were playing, the spirit had said, "Tell Christy I love her." My mom and my sister told me what it said. And that kind of made me happy. Of course, I'm a kid. I didn't know. I thought it was just a game. The years went on. And my mom and I think I was 10 or 11 years old, we played the Ouija board. And between those two times, I would see things and hear things that were different, but I couldn't explain because I was too young. So anyway, between 10 and 11 years old, we played the Ouija board again. And I had an abusive stepfather. The Ouija board would tell us things that we wanted to hear, like, I don't know, just good things. My mom would ask for it to have us smell roses, and we could actually smell the scent of roses. It would say things positive, and then it would lie. We would catch it in lies. And of course, my mom and I both thought that we were both pushing the planchette. Of course, I wasn't, but I always thought she did, and vice versa. Spirit would say, after a while, it would say, "Go kill Dawn, go kill Dawn." And then it would like go crazy spinning on the Ouija board and fling off. The planchette would fling off. That kind of scared us. And I think at that time we stopped playing for many years. Between that time until my mom left my stepdad, things got really, really bad. It was like drastic. I don't want to say evil, but it felt like evil. Drastic changes. My stepdad even changed in his appearance. He all of a sudden started getting sores all over his body, and he was an alcoholic. His eyebrow bones, this right here, seemed to have protruded more. My mom and I both noticed that. It was gradual over several months, but it was odd. We couldn't explain it. He became more abusive, drank more. The house started smelling. Every time before we stopped playing, I want to back up. Every time we played the Ouija board and it started getting evil or violent, as you can through a Ouija board, the planchette would always go in circles and just go off the Ouija board, slide across on the table or something. We had left my stepdad and had to go back in the house because I forgot some toys. I was 11. I had to get toys. And we left a lot of our stuff behind because we had a small U-Haul trailer that we pulled behind my aunt's car. So I ran in there, and it was like demons were on my back. I know that sounds far-fetched, but like demons were on my back, just like somebody's behind you creeping up and they want to scare you. It was that kind of thing. Going to the house, and he wasn't there. And I ran in there and didn't get all the toys I wanted because I was scared, and I ran out, and it was just creepy, creepy feelings. My childhood, I'm sorry, I keep covering the camera. My childhood was never good. So I don't know where it stopped. I was running through the house, felt like creatures were on me, if you want to call them that. I don't know what to call them. I grabbed one toy or two, and I didn't get them all. And I ran out and got in the car, and we left. So it was like 2 months later, give or take, my mom met another alcoholic man, and it was bad there. And I finally went to live with my dad, and it was bad there. But time goes on. During this time, I have continued to see these weird things. I would hear things creeping through the house, walking through the house, even in my dad's place. I would hear things walking in the house. I would hear the front door open and shut and hear footsteps on stone walkways, and there was nobody there. I'd hear him upstairs creaking on the kitchen floor. Nobody was home. Time goes on. I'm going to fast forward to after I had my kids and everything, and I went to my mother's. I just had this overpowering urge to get on the Ouija board again. So I went and bought one. And we're doing the Ouija board again. And before, the first time, the spirit's name was Gog, G-O-G. This time, I think it was Seth. It would say nice things. And we always said, protect us, surround us by the white light, etc., etc. Only positive entities. But the spirit, or whatever it was, would lie to us. But it would be nice things. And then I would ask it things like, so we went to a restaurant today, me and my kids, tell me what we got, or tell me what my son got. And it would tell us what we all had to eat. It would tell us where it was sitting. It was sitting between two of my kids. And I'm like, I went protective mode. So that kind of started creeping me out. Then it would say far-fetched things to me, like, be careful going home, you're going to see a deer. And I'm like, why do I need to be careful? Because I'm seeing a deer. Then it would start lying and saying that it and I were in a previous life together. Like it was my brother or something, and it was a baby in a crib with a knife. And I'm like, that's really weird. In the house I'm in right now, let me back up some more. My mom and I still had thought as adults that we both were pushing the planchette. So, this is the truth. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. Do your own test to see if you're on the Ouija board. Test each other and see. But these spirits or entities, or whatever you want to call them, they can hear your thoughts. Because my mom and I said to each other, we're going to ask a question in our mind to this entity and see if they hear us and answer. So I told my mom, okay, think of your question. She thought her question in the Ouija board spelt red. And I looked at my mom and I'm like, red, what did you ask it? She said, what color is my hair? She's a redhead. And then I, already knowing that this entity, spirit, whatever, was not a good entity, I told it to tell me, I love you. And it did. And my mom asked me what I said, and I told her, and we both were reassured that we were not pushing the planchette. And it was verified that these spirits could hear our thoughts. How spooky is that? So anyway, in the house I am right now, I lived with my ex-husband before. We remained friends. We had kids. Don't be enemies kind of thing, So I wasn't in a bad spot, but I wasn't in a good spot. So I lived with them. And I helped raise the kids. And we both helped each other raise the kids. The two youngest were minors. Things happened in this house. My dogs would bark at something that wasn't there at 3 in the morning, in the dark, at a wall where our washer and dryer was. Don't ask me why. I had a yoga ball in my room beside my bed. I was laying on my stomach across my bed, and something caught my eye. The yoga ball rolled on carpet about 3 feet in front of me. That was weird. My kick bag was 50 pounds hanging on a stand. It would sway back and forth. I seen it do that. One day, I go to the bathroom. My yoga ball was always in the same place. I am guilty. I never used it like I thought I would. So it stayed always in the same spot. And I come out of the bathroom, which is in my bedroom. It was on my bed. Nobody else was in this house. And the yoga ball had moved to my bed. Yeah. The other night, now this is years later to present time. So, in this house, I'm alone and it's dark. I think I was going to let the dogs out. I have a dog here. My daughter has, two of my daughters have dogs here. So there's 3 dogs. So I thought, you know, I'm going to let him out. My dog probably needs to go outside. So I asked them if they wanted to go out. And I'm going down the hallway and the front room is dark. I'm headed, you know, the dogs are herding with me down the hall. And I finally come into the living room where it kind of goes left to another hall where the front door is. All of a sudden I hear something like one knuckle hitting the front door, like a knock, and that was it. And it was clearly, you could clearly tell it was a knuckle, because you know what knuckles sound like on the door. And I looked and I'm like, and it's dark outside, and I'm like, I said, who is it? I thought, oh, and the dogs started going crazy. They both looked at the front doors, went crazy. And I'm like, who is it? Nobody answered. There's nobody there. I'm like, okay. So I go turn the lights on and everything and let the dogs outside, and everything was fine. That same night, I'm in my room, and the hall light from my bedroom was on. My bedroom light was on. I'm sitting in the bed on my heating pad as normal, on my computer. I had that sense that somebody was coming in the room, and I look up, and I see, for the very first time in my whole life, a black, smoked figure of a person, entity. And the reason why I knew it was a person and not just a black blob is their arm was to the side, like they were walking and their arm swung forward. That's what I saw. And I looked and looked again, and it was gone. And I'm like, oh my God, that's creepy. That's the first time I saw a human-shaped smoke form, if you want to call it that. I don't, whatever. And whoever it is or was short. So, yeah. Same house that I heard somebody come in the front door, and it sounded, and this is the thing, it was high heels, because they had a certain click to it, like high heels. And when you come in the front door, you walk through, it's like a cobblestone hallway. It was big stones in the hallway. And the other thing was, is I was waiting for it to come down in front of my bedroom door. They never did. And I'm sitting there saying, who is it? Nobody was answering, because I figured it was my older sister who wore heels. And then about that time, that's when I heard the kitchen floor creaking upstairs. And there was a certain creak spot upstairs that would creak. I got a horrible shadow. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, guys. I try not to look at the phone part. I try to look at the camera. So I won't be, you know, I don't know. So I'll go upstairs and, you know, I'm like, Lisa, which is my sister, and nobody was there. I'm looking in the bathroom now. Right? Well, you can't see. Right there. It's my bathroom. And it's dark. So I'm looking, thinking, oh, should there be a ghost in there? And nobody was home. That was the main creepy thing. But when I was young, like I said, I had so many instances of hearing people around me that wasn't there. I know I'm leaving something out. But my opinion on this is the Ouija boards, I do believe, is a portal. I cannot remember if my mom and sister talked to the Ouija board before my first feeling that these entities were around. I felt like, sorry, I keep moving you guys around. I can't remember if that happened before or after, but I do know it was around that time where I started hearing and feeling these things. And then more so after my mom and I played the second time, or third time actually. So I do believe that it's a portal. And I will say this. I went to my mom several times, and oh, I need to tell you this also. I need to tell you a lot of things. Every time I'd go to my mom's house, I'd pull up in the driveway, and it felt like, you know how a swarm of kids or your own kids or whatever are all excited and they're on you and they want something, and they're like, Mom, please, you know, and they're just like all on you. And you get that feeling of agitation, like you want to say, get off me and stop. I would get that kind of feeling the minute I pulled in my mom's driveway, because she had the Ouija board at her house. I didn't want it around my kids. So I get that feeling Also, I had a couple of necklaces that had big crosses on them, and I'd lay them on the Ouija board because I felt like it would help protect us. And the planchette would run to the, or not run, but glide over to the cross and sometimes knock the cross off or just keep hitting it. And we would ask it, what are you trying to do? And it kept telling me to give the cross necklace to my mom, which kind of stressed me out because I love those cross necklaces. But so days went on, we were still playing it, and it gave it back to me. It kept hitting the cross, and it told my mom to give it back to me. That's another thing that happened. I don't think it matters what protection you think you have. We kept asking for good entities to talk to us, and we never got one. The ones that we got were always bad. They would lie, they're conceiving. You would think the good would override the bad, but in our case, it didn't. And I'm assuming maybe because my mom is a bitter, angry woman who is very abusive and mean. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I always had the feeling that if I had another good person that wasn't like my mom with me doing the Ouija board, maybe we would have a better outcome. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. We never got a good entity, so that's all I could say about it. But I will say, I will never play with one again because of the bad things that has happened. Other than things moving around me, that's the biggest part I think that has happened. Nothing bad has happened. I still get a sense of things around me, and I do right now. Oh, that's better. I can see. I don't know what you could do to get a better entity, a good one. Because we tried everything and we just never got one. Like I said, it could have been my mom. I do believe that bad people cannot pull in good. That's what I feel. I do also know that if you're playing the Ouija board and somebody comes into the room who does not believe in spirits or God or whatever, it stops moving. It does not work. My stepdad would come in the room when we were playing it and it wouldn't work. It's happened a couple of times. It would just stop working. So other than that, I will say that I can go into places that are said to be haunted and I can feel things. I've been in houses where the next house next to me, somebody had hung and killed themselves. I had to move out of the house because I literally thought I was losing my mind. One side of our house was right next to the house where the person killed themselves, hung themselves in the garage. Their garage side was at the end of our house side where the washer and dryer was. I couldn't go in that area at night. And I couldn't sleep. Everything bad was happening in that house. The air quit working. The landlord even came in and said, oh, it's fine. And he's sweating in the house. And he said, I can feel air. And I'm like, you might be able to feel air, but it's not cold air. I felt like somebody was going to come in that house and kill us. I would sit up on the couch all night long watching the front door because my kid's dad was at work at night. There were times where I called him and asked him to come home because I was scared. I finally told him I had to move out. I had to move out of that house. There was something wrong with it. I think it was the entity of the guy who hung himself in the next house over. That's the only thing I come up with. I mean, somebody could have died in that house that I was in. I don't know, but it was evil. It was horrible. It was the worst feeling I've had my whole life. I will say the house we moved into after that, an older woman had went comatose on the couch, and her son had put her somewhere. I can't remember if it was a hospital or retirement center. I don't know. But he put her there and she died. She never woke back up. And in that house, I felt something good. And I didn't have issues with it. I didn't have issues. I wasn't scared. Nothing. And it was a good house. So that's what I could say about that. I don't think there's anything else to say right now. Maybe I'll add more if I remember more later. But that's all I could think of. And I got me an Apple laptop today. It's an older model. I had it in layaway and I just got it out so I can edit my videos better than on my phone. Hopefully it'll work better, but we'll see. And as you know, I changed my brand name from Braxton's World to The Life of Christina. The Life of Christina. I'm going hoarse. I changed it because I was going to change my name to Braxton after my divorce. I don't think I will. I'm still thinking about it. I'm bouncing the idea around. I'm not sure. And I'm sure you noticed also that I did not say welcome YouTubers, subscribers, and everybody else. I think that just sounds a little goofy to me. I thought it was cute at first, but every time I edit my videos, it sounded weird. So I'm like, no, I'll leave that out. Don't want to do it no more. So with all that being said, I'm going to end this video for now. And I'm going to edit it and put it up. And I hope to see you guys soon. So give me a like, leave me some comments, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see when I post another video. I'm glad you guys stayed. I'm glad you guys stayed and watched my video today. If you have any questions or comments that you want to put down below about Ouija boards, please do so. I'll answer. My email is the same down below. I might change it, but whatever email's down there, I still have access to both. So feel free to send me some emails. Tell me your experiences too. Let me know what has happened to you. If you did a Ouija board, I would love to know what happened. So you guys have a good day. I hope to see you again soon. I love all you guys. Be positive.